So this guy brutally unalives a man, gets away with it, and then publishes a novel about it. The guy's name is Krystian. He's from Poland and seems like an average guy. He runs a cleaning business. But one day his life starts falling apart. His business fails, he files for bankruptcy, drinks excessively, and cheats on his wife. Krystian's wife, Stasia, quickly decides that his behavior is too much for her, and they separate. The separation hits Krystian hard. He becomes depressed, obsessed with getting her back, and even hires a private investigator to follow her. That's when Krystian learns about a man named Darush. Darush runs an advertising business and has no connection to Krystian, until one night, Darush meets Stasia at a nightclub. They hit it off and go on a date, but nothing comes of it. However, the private investigator reports back to Krystian about the date, which infuriates him. Drunk and angry, Krystian confronts Stasia, breaking down her door and hitting her. He admits he hired a private investigator to follow her and found out about Darush. Eventually, Krystian hatches a plan to get rid of Darush for good. Pretending to be a potential client, he contacts Darush and sets up a meeting. Somehow, during this meeting, Krystian convinces Darush to get into a car with him. At an unknown location, Krystian turns violent. He beats, ties, and tortures Darush, holding him hostage without food for days. When Krystian is done, he throws Darush, too weak to swim, into a river, where he drowns. Afterward, Krystian sells Darush's phone on an online auction site for some extra cash. Weeks later, fishermen discover Darush's body in the river. Police investigate but find little evidence. After 6 months, the case goes cold. Meanwhile, Krystian writes a crime novel based on his crime. The novel's main character, Chris B., murders someone in a similar way and even sells the murder weapon online, mirroring Krystian's actions. The book gets published but isn't a major success, selling only a few thousand copies. Krystian seems to have gotten away with murder until 3 years later, when a local detective revisits the cold case. The detective notices Darush's phone was missing and tracks its serial number, discovering it was sold online by a user named Chris B. This leads investigators to Krystian and his crime novel. Police scour the novel for details connecting Krystian to the crime. They bring him in for questioning but can't get much out of him. Later, they discover Krystian used a prepaid phone card to contact Darush's office. Records show the same card was used to call Krystian's family and friends, linking it back to him. Finally, police convince Stasia to cooperate. She reveals Krystian's violent behavior, his jealousy, and his private investigator's involvement. This provides the final piece of evidence. Krystian is arrested, charged with murder, and sentenced to 25 years in prison. Ironically, if Krystian hadn't written that novel, he might have gotten away with it. Wild, right?